Shawn Ray, one of bodybuilding's most consistent and admired competitors, has always carried himself with the quiet conviction of a winner, even in times when the trophy slipped through his fingers. Looking back on his career, Ray acknowledges he never truly felt like he beat Haney, the 8-time Mr. Olympia who dominated his era. But he has said with confidence that he did defeat another rival, Dorian Yates. The mid-1990s were defining years for Ray. In 1994, he believed he had delivered the performance of his life. In an interview, he recalled that many people told him after prejudging that day he looked unbeatable. The posing, the conditioning, even his routine were dialed in. But when the final results were announced, Dorian Yates took the crown. Ray confessed he was dazed, convinced there was nothing more he could have done to change the outcome. He felt similar frustration in 1996 and 1997, 2 more years where he came incredibly close, but didn't land the top prize. Even in those painful moments, though, Ray never saw himself as a failure. Rather than bitterness or regret, Ray describes his journey as one filled with joy, satisfaction, and a deep sense of accomplishment. According to Muscle Insider, over the course of 13 Olympia appearances, 1988 to 2001, he placed in the top 5 12 times, a level of consistency few in this sport have matched. His love for bodybuilding runs deep. When he's critical of the sport, especially the judging, it's not because he's sore about losses. He insists it comes from a place of love and a desire to see the sport evolve. He has long pushed for fairer judging practices, such as rotating judges, not to boost himself, but to improve the sport's integrity. Ray's rivalry with Dorian Yates was more than a clash of physiques, it was a battle of ideals. While Yates embodied the mass monster era, Ray offered a more symmetrical, aesthetic counterpoint. In his reflections, Ray has said that on many days, he believed he was the superior package, sharper lines, better proportion, more harmony. In his mind, those battles weren't just about placing higher, they were about showing a different vision of what bodybuilding could be. Ray's outspoken nature has sometimes ruffled feathers, but the motivation behind his criticism has remained consistent. He's never been about self-promotion, instead, he argues, he's motivated by stewardship. His fiery calls for reform reflect his belief that the sport deserves better, fairer scoring, more mindset-focused judging, and a preservation of the artistry that made classic bodybuilding special. Even when he disagrees, Ray does so not to rewrite his own story, but to help shape the future of bodybuilding the way he once saw it, as a true test of balance, discipline, and aesthetic excellence.